One of the things that actually one of the first things I want to talk about is this idea of actually it's more of an idea. It's more of like an analogy, right? And so every one of us knows that eating vegetables is like a good thing for us, right? There is undeniable evidence that eating more vegetables will do a lot of good things inside our body, right? But like, what's this whole reason behind eating vegetables? And so we are fortunate about every quarter to host a group of middle schoolers, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders that come to the facility. And this is actually one of the analogies that I give them that helps them kind of understand kind of the concept of nutrition, right? And so I want to give you the image of a car, okay? And so there's really two main things about this analogy with a car. So we have the gas tank and we have the engine, right? And so the gas tank, we put gas into it. And so an average car is going to run 300 to 400 miles on like one tank of gas, right? And so the gas tank in our car is kind of like calories in our body, right? We have to take in calories on a regular basis in order to stay alive, right? So you have to put gas into your car in order to keep driving. You can't go very long without putting gas into your car, right? So if I wanted to drive from here to Florida, I'd have to put gas in the car a number of times, okay? So that's like what calories are to our body. If our body is a car, we're putting calories into our gas tank, okay? And calories can be anything, fat, carbs, protein, like it all can be calories at the end of the day. It can all be energy. Then we have another piece of the car, the engine. Right? So we put oil into an engine in order for it to work really, 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 really well. But the crazy thing about oil is like, and I don't know what the exact numbers are, I'm not a car guru, but you could run your engine for a really long time without putting more oil into it, especially the newer engines, more sophisticated engines. And like nothing would go wrong after the first 5,000, maybe 10,000 miles, maybe 20,000 miles, maybe you could get more out of it without adding any more oil. But then like things would just like start to go wrong, right? Things wouldn't be working quite as smooth as they would before. Your gas mileage would go way down. Maybe things will start to clank and click and do things differently because we haven't changed oil. But we've went a long ways. Maybe we're at 20,000 miles at this point, right? And then all of a sudden like the car is going to shut down. Okay, you're just not going to be able to use it anymore. The engine's going to lock up because things got so hot, right? And so, but that's much longer than if we didn't put gas in the car, right? If we didn't put gas in the car, we're 300 to 400 miles. If we don't put oil in it, maybe we're 20,000, 30,000. Someone correct me if I'm wrong here, but we're way down the road, right? We made it to Florida and back a few different times before that. And so calories are like the gas to our car. So calories to our body is like gas to our car. This is kind of like an SAT test, right? Calories to our body is like gas to our car, where oil to our car is like vitamins and minerals to our body, right? Because our body has ways of adapting, and so it can run on vitamin and mineral deficiencies for a period of time. Like they don't necessarily kill us right away, but if we were to stop eating and we ran out of body fat stores, like we would die, right? Starvation. But not having vitamins and minerals, our body just starts to work kind of like weird and funky, and like maybe our mind isn't as clear. We have brain fog, or maybe we just don't have energy. Those kind of things. And so that's the reason we eat vegetables and fruits. It's not necessarily from a calorie standpoint because they're not very calorically dense. We eat them from the oil standpoint, right? They're the oil to our body to make sure our body runs efficiently all of the time and runs optimally. Because we can stop eating that stuff and like our body will find a way around it, but eventually it's going to break down. There are some physicians and some doctors that argue that vitamin and mineral deficiency are can be triggers for different diseases. Whether or not that's the truth, I don't know. But it can definitely contribute to things. If we're low on vitamin D or if we're low on vitamin E or magnesium, any of those things, our body's just not going to work the way that it's supposed to because it's not getting all of the things it needs to be successful. So it's like not putting oil in your car, like at the end of the day, or not quite filling it up. Maybe you're just putting a little bit of oil in to keep it running. And so that was a really good analogy. I don't know where I learned it from, but it seems to really hit home for people to give you that reason why we should be eating like fruits and vegetables and things that come from nature, because they're just going to provide a lot more vitamins and minerals. But they're also going to provide calories as well. So if you need any like incentive, I think that's a good analogy for you to kind of hold on to as you go.